Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Andrii Anisov. I'm from the same team as Alexander. So I would not introduce our team. So my speech is about experiments with achieving real-time operation for some domain under Zen hypervisor. Okay, who we are. Okay, introduction. Then something a bit about real-time operation. Very short approaches to run RT domain under Zen. Then empirical evaluation, actually experiments, ways to improvement because we have something to improve for this topic, and conclusions. Well, next introduction. Okay, why do we need? Why are we interested in real-time operation under Zen? We are pushing Zen into automotive applications, and we are targeting a mixed criticality of the system. It means that we are targeting running, let's say, safety non-critical and critical domains on the same SOC. Actually, safety criticality is coupled with fitting real-time requirements, because we have to have results in time, not only just have results somewhere. Okay, then, these real-time requirements could be treated as an additional layer of domain isolation. Some activities or some function under non-critical domains should not affect timing characteristics for tasks in critical domains. And that is what we need for systems that are targeting real-time operation. As I said, real-time means that not only achieving some results also means receiving these results in time. We have several types of real-time, like hard, soft, firm. Then type of RT tasks. Theory said about 3 types of RT tasks. It's periodic, aperiodic, and sporadic. Mostly periodic tasks are investigated and has a, I would say, bigger theory basis. We have several scheduling algorithms for periodic tasks, like rate monotonic, deadline monotonic, early deadline first, and so on. Also ORINC 653 and others. Okay. How can we run RT domain under Zen? We have ORINC 653 scheduler, which was introduced as a to meet real-time characteristics for underlying domains. Also, an option is a dedicated CPU pool for the domain, and also it is introduced an RTDS scheduler. It's about ORINC 653 scheduler, but is outdated mainline now. It doesn't support multi-core function, and only it supports only periodic real-time tasks scheduling. And actually, I would not experiment. I didn't experiment with this scheduler. RTDS scheduler. It implements early deadline first algorithm to schedule the CPUs for RT domain. This scheduler supports multi-core operation. Could be configured both for global ADF and partitioned ADF CPU scheduling. And recently it was added an option for work concern. So domains scheduled by RTDS scheduler can receive more time than it is configured for their CPUs, if system has this time. Okay. About dedicated CPU pool with null scheduler. It's a quite straightforward approach. It is inflexible in terms of CPU resources distribution. So you can distribute CPU resources with granularity of one CPU for RT domains actually within the system. Okay. Then does not care to schedule the domain itself. So we can run, let's say, even we could not know what actually is running on the domain assigned to this CPU pool. Then it doesn't care to schedule it. Okay, domain service scheduling algorithm is not limited to A. As already said, then doesn't care about it. And also, this variant, within this variant, domain running under separated CPU pool have, let's say, minimal impact from other domains. I will see this later. Okay, evaluation. The setup is the same Renaissance SoC based board with displays connected, then for the tape dispatches and for domains. Actually, it's the same setup as Andrii used for his experiments. It's, let's say, our development setup with work for different demo like CDS. Okay, we have 4 domains. It's a generic DomR, then driver domain, and Android as the ABI, and the 4th real-time domain. Well, it's about DomR, generic Linux with internal class without drivers. It just runs and controls other domains. Then driver domain, it runs drivers, provides PV backends for other domain. In our case, it's for Android, sharing GPU with Android and running some, let's say, IVI VT-based API. And Android is just intended for infotainment functionality. Well, the DomR. It's for these experiments I used Litmus RT. Linux with Litmus RT extensions and liblitmus and tools provided by Litmus RT. It is also generic ARM V8 Linux within OS and PVNet driver, which is enabled or disabled just to pick up results from the system.
Is it one vCPU?
One vCPU. Only one. Okay, relating CPU pool. Actually, due to the fact that Zen doesn't care about scheduling the domain in this CPU pool, the experiment is pretty trivial. I just inspected if worst case execution time, actually execution time of some specified CPU load, if it differs during some heavy load on application domains. I use an RTSpin utility. It's just a basic utility. It's a simplest example of RT load from Litmus RT. It just runs some CPU, some calibrated CPU load. Okay. I did two experiments. One is CPU pool with one CPU taken from the same CPU cluster as application domains. It means that if I'm running the system on a big cluster, I just take one of 4 CPUs for this CPU pool and run an RT domain on this CPU. With let's say, heaviest load within my experiments, I saw that the execution time of the calibrating load increases up to 4%. It is treated as impact of cache sharing because the cluster shares the level 2 cache for all 4 CPUs. If we run, let's say, application domains on big cores, on a big cluster, and for RT domain, we take a CPU from a little cluster and run nothing else on a little cluster. The error is very little, less than 1%. It is kind of contentions, bus contentions between separate clusters. Okay, let us go to RTDS scheduler. For configuring RTDS, okay, using the RTDS scheduler means that we are using multi-level scheduling. So we have to calculate vCPU parameters if we and for this calculation, we need parameters of RT task running under RT domain. This is described in correspondent paper from Manchu, and such calculations are used by the correspondent also tools from his group. I did experiments with different tasks. As you can see, the utilization of load is the same for all experiments, but we change parameters of vCPU. We change period of vCPUs, and then we using cards utility, we calculate required execution time for the corresponding vCPU. Okay, then from the application domains, we have different use cases. System is idle, then system is loaded with CPU-bound tasks, then system does idle I/O. In our case, it means we have just loaded all the system with Android, but let's say no interaction, no video playback, no, let's say, networking activities, and so on. Then system is CPU loaded and idle I/O. It means the same intact Android, intact UI in DomD, but we have some CPU burners run in application domains. And the latest one is system is busy with IOs and CPU load. So what do we have here? Okay, the current situation is something like this. When we have idle CPU-bound load, we do not face deadline misses in RT domain, but once we start in some I/O activities in application domains, we face deadline misses for these cases. For live I/O, we face deadline misses for tighter conditions for CPU, and with heavy I/O, we face deadline misses for any configuration of the CPU for the domain. Okay. Here we see that actually this impact on RT domain correlates more with I/O activity, not with CPU activity. It means that actually then actually schedules CPU activity pretty well, but we have some problems with I/O. Okay. Let us count IRQs we face it in different use cases. So here we have a pretty small number, but once we got IRQs and APIs which are inter-domain communication. Okay.
What's the difference between IRQ and API on your table? Because an API is an IRQ now.
Yes. but even in performance counters, they are counted different. IRQ, it's SPI with I don't remember with what else, but API is separated. But APIs are generated mainly by inter-domain communications, inter-domain activity. When we send, also by rescheduling, when we send some, let's say, when we send some IRQ to a different vCPU, when we have some interact.
So where the for instance, where the timer is contained here? Is it contained in the IRQ or in the API?
Sorry?
I will ask at the end.
Okay. Okay, IRQ is for activity for hardware operations, and API is here stands for inter-domain communications. So we can see that once we, in this case, once we have video playback in Android, which involves PVNet, virtual display, PV block activities, we see increasing of inter-domain communication. We see GPU load when Android does some composition, and then driver domain does some composition and shows this on a display. We see that we face deadline misses in RT domain. Okay.
Just to let you know, the break's been going on, but you can continue, so it's your call.
Yes. Okay. So the question is, I did some research. What's wrong with CPUs? Why CPU does, for example, especially for real-time domain, why the CPU does perform, executes real-time tasks in time, but under the load, it fails to provide enough execution power for the period. Okay, I measured the CPUs. Currently in Xen, we account beginning of the CPU time and end of CPU time in the same place, in a schedule function. We just take now and we say that previous vCPU is the end time, and for the next vCPU it would be start time. But here I put vCPU start in live hypervisor tail, just before return from this function, return to normal, return to yield 1, yield 0, and vCPU stop time is taken in enter hypervisor head when we get trapped to yield 2. Okay, and also I add to this time for serving synchronous exceptions from the guest, which are actually some activities done by hypervisor to guest. Okay. Oh, numbers are too little.
Yes.
Numbers are too little. Okay. So here we can see, okay, at least here, we can see that we have 9,000 milliseconds. It's not seconds. It's 9,000 milliseconds counted, let's say, classically. And for real runtime, it's 16,000 and about 1,000 of sync operation. So it's about 10% and up to 15% overcharging for the CPU. Actually, for RTDS scheduler, I have a page when I count time for I count time what I name real CPU runtime. With this page, we see that we have situation better, but we still face deadline misses for heavy loads with a lot of IOs, with a lot of IRQs, and with a lot of inter-domain communication. So, about current status, dedicated CPU pool. It really provides best isolation for critical domains, and but still affected by architecture-specific cache sharing effects and class contentions. But they are pretty little, and we would just add some extra time for tasks. Also, the plus of this approach is that we don't care about what is running in the real-time domain. We do not tie to EDF scheduler in real-time domain, but it is not flexible in terms of CPU resources utilization because we have granularity of one CPU. We can give one CPU, we can give two CPUs for the domain, and correspondingly take from the system one or two or more. About RTDS scheduler. Okay, it has best potential. Okay, good potential for CPU resources concerned. So with this scheduler, we could provide, let's say, some fraction of CPU power to RTDS domain. And it is able to reliably to schedule critical and non-critical domains in the same pool. And we, let's say, application domain can use the last fraction of that one CPU. But it is limited for EDF scheduling algorithm in RT domain. So then we have to have some knowledge about RT domain task configuration. Because we have to calculate corresponding configuration for vCPUs. And for now, it suffers from scheduling time accounting issue. What's next? And actually, from my opinion, this time accounting issue affects, let's say, iterated schedulers as well. What's next? We have to, it should be improved scheduling time accounting. I think at some point we have to, let's say, actually calculate what time takes Xen itself for operation, and let's say count it here somewhere. Also investigate the possible additional restrictions for RT domain scheduling with RTDS. I mean, maybe for running some critical domains, when some CPU runs VCP from a critical domain, interrupts from other domains should be blocked, masked. That's all. Questions? Yeah.
Do you have any idea why, even with the fix, the RTDS misses deadlines under heavy I/O?
As I already said here, the second point, maybe it's because RT domain vCPU is interrupted by interrupts intended to other domains. So you have some extension of execution time, even if this CPU receives an interrupt, it should resend, then takes some time to perform resending this interrupt somewhere else.
But in Xen, the implementation at the moment is that the interrupts are always sent to the physical CPU that is supposed to receive the interrupt.
Not really.
No.
If the CPU is, imagine the vCPU is idle, you will reset that interrupts while the other vCPU is running.
Yeah,
so the case would be vCPU A idle, vCPU B running, but you have an interrupt tagging with vCPU A at the same time. So you will reset interrupt vCPU B and then wake up vCPU A.
Okay, and
but
you think that the wake up of the CPU A is...
No.
I think the main issue here...
No, even in my patches I added a lot of counters, and even RT domain a CPU which runs RT domain vCPU, it receives interrupts for other domains.
Okay, that's something to investigate.
I think the main issue here is you are running 12 vCPU on a 4 CPU platform.
Yes.
On a lot of I/O. So
yes.
those vCPU will be always busy and they will try to complete each other, and that's going to have an impact on the whole platform. So what you want to limit is trying to scale your workload based on your platform. What I mean is that if you have 12 vCPU requiring 80% of the time of each CPU, it's far more than the 400% time you have on your platform.
Yes, sure. But RT domain vCPU should not be affected. We can say limit execution time for other domains. But in any case, if we want to achieve RT for some domain, we have to provide its time to this domain.
So you will have quite some trouble, depending on what you want to do in RT, you will have quite some trouble to do that on the Cortex A, I think. Second thing is, this is really specific to your platform.
I don't think so. You say that that we have some overcommitting, yeah?
Yeah.
But even if we have, let's say, little overcommitting, not 12 but 5 CPUs on four physical CPUs. One is for RT domain and 4 vCPUs for application domains. Some malicious guest can just emit a lot of IOs.
So what I meant is, I totally understand that.
Yes.
That's based on the hardware today. The hardware you have probably doesn't have the real-time.
So you see, I disagree completely with you. So we have hardware where people need to use these kind of processors to do real time, and I've seen people doing real time with these processors. So I don't think it's a processor issue.
It depends what we want. It depends what we want in real time. That's the same. On the fact that you have multiple clusters within a cluster, you will have, when you schedule the CPU, it will flush a part of the cache. So when you reschedule the other one,
but
obviously the cache is not
here. Here is not a cache issue. So the cache issue is the one affecting the CPU pool.
Yeah, CPU pool.
But we already established that actually is pretty good, the result. But so in fact we're not talking about caches now. So what the problem here, which I'm worried about, is that there is an issue on the RTDS scheduler on time accounting, which actually
it's not RTDS. It's time account in XEN.
In XEN, right?
It's independent of scheduler itself.
Right. So that is, I think it's just a bug. And
it's what I don't see what is the problem. The time accounting is based for the time that XEN is running for that vCPU on that vCPU. The only problem I could see is when you reset an interrupt from another vCPU, but that can happen at any time.
Yeah, so this is the actual case that worries me, because I understand the idle case, but in that case, you're receiving an interrupt from another vCPU, but then should be able to still account the time properly, right? I mean, why should
it must be able to account time properly. But now you can have a loop when you in schedule you just take now, let's say, account that this now is the start of some CPU. Then you go further and you come to leave hypervisor tail. And there is a place where you have enabled interrupts. And you receive another interrupt and go again to schedule. And at this moment you can even reschedule to another CPU. So you can even do not give any time actually to the CPU, but you already accounted it from its budget.
So yeah.
But actually I have some, let's say, dirty experimental patch for this, but it doesn't look, well, I don't know how to, it's a generic code. I don't know how to extend, how to, let's say, make it generic.
Well, the source and value are here, so it says you talk with that.
Right. Okay. More questions?
Yes. You said that you were based on 4.10 plus some patches. What are those patches?
Those patches also include DomR framework. Yeah. You remember we have a bit of it, but it's for GPU sharing, but it hasn't enabled feature of let's say taking interrupts or reschedule with GPU itself. So it should not affect this time accounting. Unfortunately, I didn't move this setup to the latest staging. I was trying to do this, but I had no time with our last release. So,
One last question for you. On the CPU pool experiment, if you run the CPU pool on a separate physical class,
yes,
so to basically nullify any cache
it's not good.
interference,
Yeah, but
you said you get less than 1% of error.
yes, yes, it's less than 1%. But even different clusters have the same bus.
Right.
the same bus.
I see. So the same.
But it is very little.
So what your guess is that the problem is interference on the I/O bus or
Uh,
on the memory bus.
On the memory bus.
I think you will start.
But
You will still have cache interference among the different cluster, less interference, but you will still have some. I don't think that's going to have a bit of improvement, but not by much. That's my understanding. Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to discuss this time counting issue. Yeah.
I think that, yeah, we'll introduce you to George and.
So what could also be interesting to look at is trying to minimize the impact on the cache. Like I know we was speaking with Stefano about cache coloring.
There are some experimental work to try to reduce the cache interference, and I can talk to you about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. More questions? No? Thank you.